Hello, everyone, and welcome to our online event, Get 3 New Clients in 30 Days. Who doesn't want that? With business expert and entrepreneurial strategist Linda Albright. We'll bring her on in just a few minutes, and in the meantime, I'm Judy Goss, the founder and CEO, and thrilled to be here once again for our monthly online event today. From the sound of it, you can tell I have a sinus infection. I'm a little raspy, but I'm really thrilled to be here, and also thrilled because we just opened our LA chapter last night here in California. I'm in California right now, and we're opening San Diego tonight. So things are moving and shaking, and I'm just so thrilled and so blessed. And as far as our online events, we've started having many more online educational teleseminars every week, actually. This one is today, and it's an entire event with a raffle prize and everything. It's valued at over $200, and you have to stay on to the end to win. And member introductions, just like the Connect Live events that thousands of women are attending across the country every month in person. And actually, last night at our launch of Los Angeles, we had over 100 women, so it's very exciting. So we're looking to bring all that excitement to you right here online. So please visit our calendar on the website for a full listing of our educational offerings and continual events. Some of them are restricted. Actually, all of them, are restricted to membership only. And we are just so excited to have you here. Okay, just some brief announcements and quickly about who we are. Over 40 Females is a nationally acclaimed live and online networking community specifically tailored for women over the age of 40 that speaks to women in transition, which is basically all of us. Okay, our raffle today is a beauty trio by Colin Skincare from France worth over $200. These products are phenomenal. We'll announce the winner at the end of this event, so please stay with us until the end to see if you won. And speaking of our online community and our networking community, we're constantly getting our members noticed and in the press. This time it was with the member Jerry Stengel from New York City, live on TV with me, and we've put Julia Klein from Chicago on her own segment with NBC, and also Helen Powers from Connecticut was booked on her own segment and now has a recurring role in the show because of over 40 females. So we are so proud of the fact that we are constantly getting members so much recognition for their businesses, not just TV, but every form of media out there. There was 2 magazines, I think, at the LA event last night. So even just by going to an event, you can get noticed. Online benefits. All right, back to the online. I want to remind you, as members, please go and log into the website for your exclusive benefits. It's so important as we pick members out from what they write in their profiles to present for press features, website features. We're now writing a book, Chicken Soup for the Soul type of book for women over the age of 40, and we want to feature you, and we have all kinds of other amazing opportunities. So fill out your profiles. And as you can see, this is Lori Gower from Chaska, Minnesota. And you all are offered your own blog in your profile, and she opened her blog right here on over40females.com, and we've been promoting her on our tens of thousands of followers and friends on social media. So she's thrilled with that. Every time she writes something, she lets us know and tags us, and we just go and promote the heck out of her. So every chapter gets the online benefits no matter what membership type you have. Okay, every chapter gets all of these online benefits. And the online community chapter director is Shannon Bednowitz, and you can connect with her. She's got an amazing group on the Facebook page that's members only. They're lighting up that page like crazy. So it's Over 40 Females online community. Okay, so we're all connecting, encouraging, and inspiring all over the world. And like I said, I'm just thrilled about it. All right, What Women Want Talk Radio. Another way to get your story or business promoted. I am the radio show host, even though I don't sound like it today, of a very successful women's talk radio show. And members get top consideration to be interviewed for What Women Want Talk Radio. We have over 12,000 listeners every month, and we've just hitting a year now, so it's just exploding all of a sudden. And our radio show is going to be every Wednesday now at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It used to be Sundays, and now it is Wednesdays. Okay, so we're going on to the next slide, and we have our, chapter locations on the screen right now, the states we are located in currently. So if you want to attend events in person, we would love to see you, love to meet you. Also go on our website, over40females.com, under locations. We have events at least every month. Go and look on the locations page to see where you can go, or just join us here online every month as well, and we're happy to have you. And Cappy. We wouldn't have all of these chapters without sponsors like Cappy. If you're ready to book that next vacation, I sure am. I'm ready. I'm out here in California thinking, okay, maybe I'll just stay here for a few more days. Call Cappy. You can Google your trip to death, but it's always nice to have a friendly agent do it for you. Why not let somebody else do the work, right? And especially if something goes wrong, you can let her deal with it. Her number is 888-227-7975, and she's been in business, we're so proud to say, a women-owned, 100% women-owned business for 43 years. And if you need any travel, please give Cappy a call. She's wonderful. And now I'm going to introduce our guest speaker, Linda Albright. Linda is an advisory board member for Over 40 Females, and she specializes in entrepreneurial strategies to get your businesses up and moving forward in a much more profitable way. She has a talent for combining the business with the spiritual side, as I've learned that you actually have to be savvy in both. That was a big lesson for me. And we're pleased to have her as the guest speaker at our event today. Now, because I've been in transit so much, I don't have her official bio with me, so I'm going to ask Linda if you wouldn't mind just kind of telling everyone a little bit about your background.
Absolutely, Judy. Thank you for having me. My background
it's our pleasure.
is long and winding, like many women I know. Not a straight line, but a very interesting background, including 25 years building businesses, as varied as a chimney sweep company that we grew in 3 states over about 2 years, to a .com that was funded by investors out in California, to my current multiple six-figure business, helping women make more money. And in addition to business strategy and sales and marketing tools, I teach spiritual and empowerment principles as well, because as you know, Judy, as we grow our businesses, we have to grow ourselves. That's the good news, bad news. So
yes, and thank you for all you've done to help build Over 40 Females. I'm so grateful for that.
Totally my pleasure and honor, because Judy, you and I share a common mission. So thank you for having me. It's really fun to be
From
dialing
chimney
back
sweep to women over 40, who knew?
Who knew? Right. Who knew? Life is interesting. So you want me to just take it away?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So 3 new clients in 30 days, how to pick low-hanging fruit and stop leaving money on the table. This is one of my favorite short topics because everybody wants more clients. Everybody wants to, bam, 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 get out there. And these are, when I look back
I got to interrupt you there because we really did get an overwhelming response on this particular teleseminar. So you're right.
Oh, really?
Everybody does want those new clients. Yep, they're looking for it.
Okay, good. So I'm going to give you the top. This is not like a fancy, polished, this dissertation. I'm going to give you some key ways that I know work, and hopefully a couple of them will map to people where they're at, and they can just take them and run with them. So what I want to do is start with some inner work first, because if you don't have the inner game down, then no matter what you're doing on the outer game with sales and marketing, you're not as strong or as powerful as you could be. So if the listeners will just roll with me for a minute, let's take a look at some mindset work. And what I want to ask you is, when you think about going out and selling, and first of all, the word selling sometimes has such heavy connotations, what comes up for you? And so the specific question I want to ask you, and I'm going to show you a slide in a minute with these questions if you want to write them down for next time, but I want to run you through them without you reading at the moment. So my question for you is, what thought do you have, dear sweet listeners who I adore, that's stopping you from getting the money or the freedom or the impact that you want? What are you thinking about? What's the negative money belief? What is the negative belief about sales that you are carrying around in your head? And by the way, you're carrying to your sales conversations. So for some of you, I'll give you some examples. It's, I hate sales. For others, it's so hard to find clients. For others, it might be, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I must be doing something wrong. So just grab right now, what is the negative belief that you have that might be running the show? And if you have trouble accessing this, then just write the question down and meditate on it later, because I can almost guarantee you that you have a thought in there that is not helping you push your business forward. Now, and by the way, this exercise is borrowed from Byron Katie, whose work is transformational, as many of you know. So now I want to ask you, is that thought true? And is it really true? So if you're running around thinking sales is hard, I'm no good at this, I wish I didn't have to sell, is that really true that you're no good at sales? Is it really true that you don't like that part of your business? Or perhaps you just haven't been schooled or trained in a better way to do it. So is it true? Is it absolutely true? How does that thought make you feel? when you believe it. All right? And what would your life be like without that thought? Because, see, here's the thing. We have dominion over our thoughts and our feelings, and we just need to think about what we're thinking about and choose differently. So what would your life be like without that thought? And here's the transition. Is it possible that the opposite is true? So take the thought that you're playing with and flip it. So if you're sitting there going, I don't know how to, I don't like, this is too hard, is it possible the opposite is true? I don't like sales. Is it possible I love sales, or I'm no good at sales? Is it possible I'm actually pretty good at this? It's too hard. Is it possible to say, it's actually easier than I thought? We're just playing here, all right? And which one is more true? And which one is more empowering? And I invite you to choose a different thought. Now, for some of you, you're like, yeah, right. I am not going to go from I hate sales to I love sales. Fine. If that's the case, then I encourage you to pick a thought that's slightly more empowering than the one you're running around with. So if it's I hate sales, then how about I'm open to a new way of looking at sales? Or if it's this is really hard, how about it's getting easier every day? So if you can't flip it around, then I invite you just to take it up a notch. Esther and Jerry Hicks call this picking another disc. It's like you're playing the same tune from the CD tower. Yes, that ages me, right? But we're all over 40 anyway. You know, the CD tower where we had our CDs lined up, and you keep playing the same tune over and over again. You keep picking the same CD, sisters. It's time to pick a new CD. Pick one that's above it. So shift your mindset. You will shift your results. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you see the slides. I was trying to have you kind of step into this. Judy, are they going to have access to these slides? Are these downloadable for people? Oh, maybe Judy can't.
They'll have access to it. We put it on the archives on our site.
Okay,
Members
great.
will have access.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want these questions, just grab them off the site.
Yeah, it's under our resources tab under the educational video library.
Okay, great. And or just Google Byron Katie and some of her amazing exercises. Okay.
And by the way, if you want to switch the slides, do you want Beth to do it for you, or?
No, I've got them. I was holding off on those because
okay.
I didn't want people reading. I wanted them stepping into it. So from now on, I won't hold back on them. Yes. No, I have practiced this technology. Okay. So the next
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you're like, where is the slide?
You're really good. We get some women that aren't really sure, so I just wanted to check in.
Thank you. Okay. So the next piece, after you've done a little inner game work, and of course I teach entire seminars, but you women are so sharp on this. So just think about what you're thinking about. And
well, I have a question for you, actually, as you were saying about tell yourself, something different, like try to come from a different perspective.
Yeah.
If you tell yourself it's easy and you're really believing it's hard, aren't you kind of lying to yourself?
Well, that's why I said if that new belief is just way too far-fetched, then pick one that you can believe. Because as you know, Judy, if you don't believe it, it won't happen. So, yeah.
So what would the middle thing be?
Well, so give me...
What would be something else someone could say to themselves?
And so give me the base belief. Give me the core belief that you're talking about, and we'll play with it.
You were saying something about it's too hard, like it.
Sales is hard.
Something. Sales is hard. Yes.
Sales is hard. Okay. So instead of saying sales is easy, because you're like, yeah, right. How about there are new ways to look. There's a new way to look at sales that's easier than the way I've been looking at it. Or sales is actually it's just a conversation, and that sort of takes the stigma out of it. So you just find a way to loosen up this grip that sales or building your business has.
Thank you.
Yeah, that answers your question. Okay. So that was that's a little bit on the inner game. Let's look at some outer tactics and business strategies. So you can see the slide here, market research interviews, but let me explain this a little bit. When I was building my business, this was a great tactic because, first of all, you need to understand what your people need and want, and you'll really get great language and understanding about the problems that you're here to solve and the words to use to communicate with your potential clients. And that is gold. And it's one of the fastest ways to build your business. And it's one of the least salesy ways to build your business. And this is how it works. You identify your ideal client market, and most of you know who that is. And if you're not sure, then that's square one. You need to identify whose problems you're here to solve. And then you just go find people who fit that profile, and you ask if they will please help you do some market research. There's no pressure. You're simply trying to better understand what this segment of the population needs so that you can better serve them, because here's the thing, sales is all about service. So either people you know or people you know that would refer you out, and you simply call the person up and you say, you know what, I'm doing some market research so I can improve my services. Could I ask you some questions? It will only take 15 minutes, and my intention is simply to get more information. This is anonymous. There is no obligation. There's no pressure, and you can certainly seed the idea that if they like what they hear and they want to learn more, that could be a subsequent conversation, but it really is just a market research interview. Now, you'll be surprised, because everyone's really, really busy, but you would be surprised when you ask people, not just to help you, but for their specific expertise and insights, they'll make time because they feel special, you know? So, all right, so set it up, and then you want to prepare, really be very clear about how you're going to conduct this interview. So some very thoughtful questions, not yes/no questions. And I'm going to give you some examples of some questions. And now you can run with these however you want. What you're looking for with all of this is unearthing their challenges and really understanding the problems that the challenges are creating, like the repercussions of the challenges that they are suffering from. So what are your pressing problems or your concerns? What keeps you up at night? You know, if you had the magic wand, what would you want to disappear? You get the idea here. We're looking for the pain. You've probably heard it described that your potential clients are on Pain Island, and they want to be out of pain and on Pleasure Island, and you're the boat that can take them from pain to pleasure. The problem is so many of us talk about the process that we take people through, and people don't care about the process. They just want the good. So they just want to get out of pain. So these questions are designed to unearth the pain. Now, here's the thing. You want to stay away from jargon. You don't want to sound uber professional, like in terms of uber smart. That's not the point. The point is to be real, to connect, and get a sense of what they're struggling with. Take notes and really ask follow-up questions. And again, no yes/no questions. You're really trying to unearth the goods. So here's something, so you can see the examples. I don't need to read them. And after about question 6, you shift into their pleasure. What is it they're seeking? So you just unearthed what they're struggling with, and now you're looking at what are they seeking? What do they want to bring into their life? How would their life shift if they did that? What would it be worth to them? Some other questions that I didn't put down here because I don't want to junk up the slides too much. If they're looking for a solution to have more money, then what would that be like in their life? How would that affect their relationships? How would that affect their freedom? How would that affect their health if they had more money? Same thing as if they talk about their wellness or their chronic fill in the blank in terms of a health problem. What would it be like not to have that problem? And what would they do with better energy and more vitality? And how would that shift the marriage and the mothering and everything like that? So you really want to have them dream into what's possible. And then you can wind up that interview with, I invite you to be bold. This is a market research interview, and it's not about you selling them. It's about getting information. So they've told you what they'd like to have solved, and so ask them what kind of dollar amount or what kind of investment would they be willing to make to get the results they just told you they wanted. It's a really clarifying question. It will help you discern whether they're serious about solving their problem. It's a great practice for you in terms of when you do convert this into a sales conversation, and it will give you the research you need about, are people really willing to pay this? Because there's nothing worse than building a business off something nobody wants. And unfortunately, I see this more often than I'd like, but we can tweak business models so that you actually sell something people need. Okay. And would they be looking for a way to solve it? And if so, what kind of support would they want? And sometimes people haven't even thought about having support to solve a problem that they weren't even really aware that they could have solved. So this is where you are a very helpful resource. These are magical conversations. I have to tell you, one of my longest-term clients I worked with for about 18 months started from a market research interview. So these things work, and it is such a wonderful way to get your feet wet, especially if you have a stigma around sales. Just go talk to people, but it's not a coffee klatch. It is a very directed set of questions. And people ask me, do I have to do it in person? Can I do it over the phone? You can do either. If you can do it in person, that's better, as you know. If it's on the phone, I suggest you record it and let them know you're recording it, because you'll go back, you'll get great market language that you can turn around and use in your marketing copy, your emails, your blogs, your website, because you always want to use the words that your ideal clients are using. You always want a picture when you're writing copy for anything that you are sitting across the table from them. So if you are literally sitting across the table from them, take notes and really hear the words they use, and then you use those back. I still make the mistake all the time of sort of polishing up my language so it sounds really tight and professional, and the truth is people just want to be spoken to in a way that they can hear you, right? Okay. So that's market research interviews. And what's really fun, and I want to challenge you, is if you go do these, you have a very good percentage of you will actually book new clients. So you've gone out and you've shifted your mindset. That's number one. Number two, you're going to implement, or you're going to try out some market research interviews, and I challenge each of you to set up 5 appointments in the next 30 days just for market research interviews. And even if you have clients now, I still invite you to do this. I still do this, and the way I do it is in the form of strategy sessions. Those of you in the coaching business know about strategy sessions. Those are free consultations, and I hope I never get to the point where I stop doing those. I have colleagues who sometimes have their coaching team do them instead, but I learned so much about what my people need by talking to them. So I'm going to always have time for them because they're fascinating, and it's great stuff. So,
speaking of talking to people, if anyone out there has a question for Linda, please email us through the website. There's a little box there that you can email her a question, and we'll pick it up and we'll kick it out to her. So, you guys, this is your time. This is free consultation here from a true expert. So please email us your questions. Don't be shy. And if you don't want us to say your name, please let us know, because that's a big one.
And yes, and I don't know how many of you know what I'm up to, and I forgot to really introduce myself fully. I am what I call the women's wealth revolutionary, because like Judy, I am all about the empowerment of women, and my little special niche is to help women make money, because here's the thing, ladies, when you make money, the world improves, and the statistics show it. And I don't have to get into the statistics, but it's all about when we thrive, the world gets better. So if you've got questions.
Linda's bumped up our revenue at Over 40 Females by just tweaking one thing.
Oh.
And it was a huge percentage. So just tweaking one thing.
Cool.
I just had to implement one simple thing, and our revenue has gone up. I don't know how many hundreds of percent at this point.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I love that kind of feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody has a question about something I'm not covering, it's open. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Ask anything that you need support with. All right. So I'm going to move on to just some other what we call cash flow catalysts, meaning ways to bump up your cash flow quickly or quicker than maybe the way you've been doing things, and just a list of things to try. So we will go on to that. So I just mentioned discovery sessions, free consultations to anybody and everybody that is a good fit for you. And again, this is a non-salesy way to engage with your potential client and really get a sense of what they need and can you help solve what they need solved. Now, there's I really want to caution you overgivers that these free consultations are not free coaching sessions. This is not what I'm talking about. A free consultation is a 30,000-foot view of your potential client's situations. We just talked about the market research interviews where you find out what they're challenged with. It's similar in these free discovery sessions or strategy sessions where you're gleaning what's their problem, what do they need solved, What do they want to create? And then in that very sacred conversation, you sense if you can help them, and if you feel like you can be of service to them, then you make an offer for your services. It's nothing to do with sales. It has to do with what you got, what do you need? Oh, guess what? This is what I do. Do you want to hear more? And so those discovery sessions are not coaching sessions. So many of you feel you have to prove your worth, so you give away the farm, and here's what happens. When you give away the farm in that free consultation and you coach or you provide advice instead of following a consultative model, you leave somebody really, really satisfied and really, really full, and they think they're good. And they're like, God, that was great, thanks. You didn't leave them, it's because you gave them too much. It's like eating a big meal. They have to digest. A consultation, a strategy session is very different. So I'm just going to leave it at that, but just if you are finding that you're giving a lot of these strategy sessions and you're not closing deals and you're wearing yourself out, it's because you probably have the wrong approach to them. Anyway. Guest speaking engagements, oh, please, please don't leave your audience hungry without a way to contact you. I can't tell you how many times I hear speakers get up there and they give a great presentation and there's no offer made. And it's a shame because they're so good. You women are so good at what you do, and you give these talks, and it's like, wait, you didn't tell me what's next. And see, it's not sales. It's, hey, for those of you in the audience for whom this has really resonated and you like what I got going on up here, this is the next step. And your next step could be a free report so they get on your list. It could be a free consultation. It could be a raffle of some kind. You just want to give those. Not everybody. Don't expect everybody to clamor for your attention. But, 10, 20, 30% of the people in the room are going to want to take a next step, and please don't shut the door. It just pains me, okay?
Linda.
Yeah.
Hi, we have a question from Dawn.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Have you tried getting people to sign up for market research interviews by posting on social media sites?
I personally have not, but I think that's a great strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great strategy. So go for it. Dawn, go for it. And you just want to word it so it's, hey, looking to do market research. You're sort of crowdfunding your research information. It's a great idea. Let us know how it goes, right? Okay.
Awesome. Thanks. Please continue.
Okay. Another thing that I encourage you to take a look at is your current client base and how can you better serve them. Sales is not about sales and selling stuff. It's about serving them better and more deeply. So continuation offers and add-on offers. Let me talk a little bit about this. Continuation offers are someone is at the end of their engagement with you, and that's wonderful. They've worked with you, and think about what do they next need solved. So in a lot of the work that a lot of you do, you solve one problem, and then it actually can open up another problem that they need additional support on. I'll give you an example. In my courses, I may teach you, or in one talk, I may teach you how to find your ideal client. Great. Like, who's your ideal client? We'll go deep into that. But that's going to create another problem, which is, well, then how do I talk to them? Once I find them, what do I say to them? Okay, so then the next level would be, well, this is what you're going to say. And then the next level would be, okay, I'm going to speak to them. This is how I talk to them. Well, how do I make an offer to them? And so the next thing I would teach would be how to make an offer and what your offer should look like. And that might, so you see how there's a series of things. If people are going to get real transformation in their businesses with me, there's a whole series, and which is, of course, why I have 5-month programs, that is going to step people through this. So it's the same for you. Somebody hired you to solve one set of problems, but has that opened up another level? This is not a bait and switch, by the way. This is not, I'm going to get you in the door, and then I'm going to actually upsell you. That's not what this is. This is further service of clients. And you want to, a good strategy is about 3/4 of the way through an engagement with a client, set up a progress meeting and assess where they've been, where they're going, what they need moving forward. Very organic, very authentic, a very powerful meeting, actually. Again, it's not a sales call. It's a check-in. Add-on offers are, it's like, you want fries with that? It's, you came here to get this piece, and, oh, you know what, I think this would be good for you as well. So I'll give you an example. People will come into my business building program to really kind of monetize their business, and then all of a sudden they realize, I don't know how to sell. So we're looking at business models and marketing and packaging, but sales may not be included in that program. So there's a sales intensive or a sales program that I can either bonus them into or they can add on as an additional investment. So that's an example of an add-on offer. So look at your current clients and see how can you further, more deeply, extensively serve them with a continuation offer or an add-on offer. Okay. Take a look at your past clients and touch them. One thing that people do is they forget to take care of their peeps. They forget to, honor and thank and stay connected with those who have been in your circles. Now, if you have had a client that finished with you in the last 6 months and you've raised your prices or you've shifted your programs, you definitely want to circle back around. One good strategy with clients who or on old pricing, this is just a little offhand thing, you don't have to jump them to the new pricing. You can say, hey, you know what, these are my new prices, but as a past fabulous client, I'm going to offer to you at this level. But even before you get into a sales conversation with them, just touch them. Let them know what you're up to. Set up a progress check-in call. Get a sense of where they're at and what they might need. And then if they need something, boom, there you are. You would be amazed how you could set up or touch somebody and be like, I was just thinking of you. Yeah, that's called the law of attraction at work. Many of you may not be at the position, this next point, to host your own live event, but it's a great opportunity to, and I guess that might not happen within 30 days. This made it on the list without me thinking about the 30-day factor, but you never know. It's something to think about. And then always stay in touch with your email list and always have a call to action every time you post something, whether it's a blog or a newsletter or even just social media postings. Every third day, give somebody an opportunity to take a step with you. It could be, like I said, an invitation to have a call with you, to get a free report. Give to get. That's the theory. That's the strategy, right? And you got to build the know, like, and trust factor. So being in touch with people, letting them know what you've got going on is the best way. Jeff Walker, as many of you know, is sort of the granddaddy of online launching and online marketing. And he was once asked, because he's got a couple of kids, if he had college funds for his kids. And he very wisely said, no, I don't have college funds. I have a list, which means you can always monetize your list, which just means people are on your list, and because they like what you have to say, then there's always an opportunity to make an offer to them. You don't want to oversell. You don't want to abuse. You want to honor them. But if you haven't offered something to your list, in a while, it's time. It's time. Okay. Let's see. The other thing that's not on here, that's more of a mindset piece, but I hand wrote it on my slide here to make sure I remember to tell you, is get an Excel spreadsheet. I used to do this early on in my business, and list your clients. Let's say you want 10 clients. List your clients and say you only have 3. So put Joan, Mary, and Susan, and put their names, and put the months and the income they're going to be giving you, or the product sales, and whatever it is you're tracking. And then if you want 10 clients, you list client 4, client 5, client 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And actually, one of my clients puts lucky client number 4, lucky client number 5, because just because you don't know their name doesn't mean they're not out there. And to put it in writing on an Excel spreadsheet is a great tactic. And put the projected income. And then as you're stepping out, you're like, well, I know there's client number 4 out there. I don't know who she is yet, but she's coming. And you will be amazed at how much fun this is. Because whoa, look at that. Now I'm up to 7. It may sound like voodoo to some of you, but I don't think so. This crowd gets the whole law of attraction mindset piece. So that was, I had to mention that. Okay, if you have a significant online component to your business, then here are some ideas. A lot of you do, some of you don't. You have seen the glut, perhaps, of teleseminars and webinars. Why are we in the internet marketing space still doing this? You know why? Because it works. It works because you can get your gifts out into the world in a bigger way, and it works because it draws the right people to you, and then you set up strategy sessions, and you can build your business that way. So you don't have to have fancy back-end technical stuff. I really invite you not to be intimidated by getting online, and I really invite you to get online. It is so fantastic to reach people all around the world. I get to talk to people all over the place, learn about their businesses, be of service. Some of them convert into clients, some of them don't, and that's okay. But get out there, get seen. Also, if you're looking just for ways to bring in cash, not necessarily to find new clients, but to bring in cash, partner with somebody who is online, meaning you will promote them to your list if you have a list of people, and in return you will get some sort of commission if one of your people enrolls in that person's program. And I don't know if that made sense or if I explained that well enough, but collaboration is the business strategy of the day. It's not competition, it's collaboration. So look around, who can you partner with, play with? Judy and Over 40 Females and Beth, we have had some of the best play times in terms of creating collaborations and cross promotions and things like that. It's just so much fun not to squirrel away by yourself and do this. And often when you promote people or they promote you, there's a wonderful financial kickback. So consider that. And always, as you're in communication with your online community, always include a call to action or a link to a page where they could purchase something, or a page where there's an offer for a strategy session. You would be amazed. Again, it's like a live speaking engagement, how many people forget to make an offer because they feel salesy. So that's going to circle back around to my original point, which is let's shift your mindset so that you realize you have service and gifts and talents to give to this audience, whether virtual or live. And if you can get out of your own way, then you can show them a pathway, just a pathway to take a next step. Yeah.
We actually have a question about that, making the offer. And this
Great.
is kind of a general question, but so this is from Lucy. So I'm not sure how you want to answer it, but how do you make that offer without sounding, quote, salesy? I know that's a very general question. But
no, it's a great question.
I guess how to strategize it, maybe.
No, it's a great question. Here's a flag for you. And what was her name, by the way, again? The one that asked the question? Lucy. So for Lucy and everyone else, if anybody raise their hand, like raise your hand, you feel salesy when you make an offer. Yes, that's because you're making the offer about you. So whenever you get nervous or twitchy around talking about or making an offer, it's because the spotlight is shining on you. And I want you to take that spotlight and shine it on them. So since I think we have a few minutes, right, Judy? Can I take a few minutes to kind of dig into the sales process or the offer making
process? Go ahead.
Okay. If you follow that market research formula or pathway, which is similar to a sales conversation, and here's the steps. What are they suffering from? What do they want? Get really clear on that. And then to transition to an offer, you simply say, wow, you know what? That sounds like what I hear a lot of people, I hear a lot of women in your situation complain about that. And what I've heard you say is, you need X, Y, and Z. You're tired of X, Y, and Z. What's amazing is this is exactly what I help women with. Do you want to hear more? It's a great transition sentence because you're asking permission to continue. But if you've just said, God, I get you, I hear you, I understand it, I hear it all the time, and I actually help people with this. Do you want to hear more? You get a yes, you have permission to talk about what you do. And then you don't just jump into, well, I have this package. You just say, this is what I help women do. And in my case, I would say, I help you figure out your ideal client, I help you get your mindset squared away, and you talk about results that you provide, not I have a coaching package of 10 hours. Nope. I help women find their voice or get healthy or lose, get back into a size 10 or whatever. You talk about the benefits, and then it's just sort of a dialogue. And then, does that sound like something you'd be interested in doing? So it's always questions. You're never line drive, shooting a ball at something. You're never doing that. It's the feminine approach. Questions, listening, and offering. And then later in the conversation, it's like, this is so, and I get so excited when I'm talking about my to women because I'll say, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I help women with. Do you want to hear more? Yes. This is amazing. I have something where I teach women, boom, boom, boom. And then I'll talk about the program. It's called the Fill in Your Blank program, et cetera, et cetera. So get excited about your offer because you know you can help. That's the feminine, relaxed, service-minded approach to making offers. So I hope that helped, Lucy.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I would think if you're telling somebody, it's showing your passion for what you're doing.
Yes, and that you come from service, and it's about them, not you. It's not about the sale. It's not about the deal. It's not about the money. And if you come to the table with that, so that's why we got to fix the mindset. So
not easy.
It takes some shift. Well, here's the thing, Judy. Women have never been taught the soulful, artful way to sell. We've only watched the used car salesman male model. So I actually don't have this on the slide, but I have to remember what the URL is. Oh dear. I have a great soulful sales template which outlines this tip.
While you're doing that, we have another question coming in just a minute.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Just to give you a heads up.
Oh, you know what? If people go to my website, which is womenswealthrevolution.com, there's a really great report. And I say really great because I pulled in-depth information from my paid training programs, and I put it in this free report because I need women to learn to sell because we need you to make money. So if you go to my website, womenswealthrevolution.com, you'll see in the upper right-hand corner the Soulful Sales template. Just download that, and you'll get what you need.
womenswealthrevolution.com.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. I'm glad I remember where it was.
I'm just waiting. I know somebody emailed or messaged in a question. I'm just waiting for it to come through.
Okay. The other thing on this last slide, if you want to dig in more, ladies, I have taken my show on the road, and it is so much fun. So if you want to learn more about how
they get to meet you in person.
I know. This is just because I've been building my company virtually for years. It's a one-day training. I'm going to give it to over 40 female members on this call for free. This says $47. You don't have to pay $47.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's just time to get these women empowered. And Beth was at the last event. I think, Judy, you were out of town. And we just raised the roof. It's solid information. It's incredible inspiration. And if I have my way, it will be transformation. And you will not walk out of there the same way you walked in. Arming you with savvy marketing and sales tools, timeless spiritual empowerment tools, and hang out with your tribe for a day. So you can hit the URL that's on this page. And when you go to register, it's going to ask for your credit card. You got to put that in. But then in the promo code, put VIP, and that will zero out your balance. Okay, so if anybody wants to join us that day, honestly, we're at 108 registrants, and we were supposed to stop at 100.
Fantastic. Oh, they better register quick then.
Oh, I know. So we have a quality problem. I'm going to figure out what to do. I just wanted to share.
I had that last night. That's great. It's the least of your problems.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a quality problem. We'll figure out what to do. I'm just thrilled because the Women's Wealth Revolution is on fire. You know, as you know,
awesome.
You're doing it too.
Well, we're going to have to wrap it up in a minute, but I just got the questions from a woman named Joanna, and she is asking, how frequently do you create new products? That's a good question. And how many promotions do you do per product?
That's a great question. I would keep it simple. I would, depends on where you are in your business development, but all you need to get started is one package that addresses the key pain points of your potential ideal clients. When you have time, you can spin off additional programs or packages. There's the sample platter version and there's the deep dive version. What that means is you can have a program or a package that addresses a broad scope of issues. So I have my 5-month business building program. It's very broad. I also have deep dive, which is sales, and I go really ninja on sales. So those are some approaches. What you don't want to do when you are in a sales conversation is offer too many options, because a confused mind says no. You want to be really clear about what you as the expert suggest this person sign up for or enroll in. So did that answer the question, I hope? The other thing was, how often do you promote it? I don't know if that means how much should you bug people, which is the wrong attitude.
Well, I have another question from someone else.
Yeah.
That kind of has to do with this. How many promotions do you do per product? How many promotions do you do per product, and for how long, I think is what they're trying to say. For example, Facebook, I guess they're trying to figure out, maybe they're trying to figure out how to promote the product but not saturate people with, TMI and too much posting and emails.
Yeah. So
you don't want to get them tired of you.
Yeah, and usually you want to have some kind of specialness around your promotions. So pick a time frame it's not an evergreen, we call it. It doesn't have, they can't access it all the time. It's a special launch. This is my suggestion, a special launch phase, and you could take a 2 to 3 week phase where you really hit it hard and you really promote it, and it's like an enrollment phase or an opportunity for people to get what it is you're offering. Again, the rule of thumb on Facebook is personal Facebook, don't promote more than twice a week for your business. Your business page is obviously different. And the reason you see so many emails come through your inbox when people are promoting things is because if you only have a 25% open rate, it's going to take a lot for everybody to see what you're doing. So maybe twice a week emails if you're in that 2 or 3 week phase where you're really trying to push something out. That's just sort of the general guidelines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Well, thank you so much for all of this incredibly valuable information that you've given us today. You're always so solid and consistent with what you do, and you get results. Your clients get results, and it's just wonderful what you do and what you're about.
Thank you, Judy. Oh, such a treat to be circling back home to over 40. I've gone off into the yonder, and I'm glad to be coming back here. So thanks for having me.
Well, thanks so much for being on the teleseminar today.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to see you very, very soon. And now we're going to present. We just have a few minutes left here in this event. We're going to present 2 of our selected members who we chose to highlight today. So part of what Over 40 Females is about is getting our members noticed. Okay, and if you may be the next one featured on our monthly online event with hundreds of viewers. So, and I don't know if we have the next slide that's going to see who we are featuring, but I'm just waiting to see who there she is. All right. We have from Hartford, Connecticut, Susan Averna. Oh, I'm going to Hartford, Connecticut next week. Cool. From California to Connecticut. So Susan Averna is a Hartford chaptered member, and she is, I'm a psychologist and yoga teacher. I counsel and support teen girls and adult women using yoga therapy and traditional counseling. Love that. What a great combination, psychology and yoga. People seem to be going much more in that vein, in that way today. Okay, and then the next member would be, drum roll please, Laura Richards-Craig. She is from our online community. And thank you, both of you, for being members of Over 40 Females. She's from the online community, and she is Chief Financial Officer, CFO, of the Boy Scouts of America. Wow, what a great job. And like I said, she's from our online community. So those are the members that we're highlighting today, and we're grateful that you're a part of our family. And I think we're calling out the raffle winners next, right? Let me just go see who was randomly selected as the raffle winner. I don't have her last name, but I do have her contact info. I think we got that. But just in case, whoever I call right now, I do need you to email me at info@over40females.com that you won, and it's Dawn in Texas. So congratulations, Dawn, for winning the raffle. And it's a beauty trio worth over $200. That's awesome. Okay, so email me at info@over40females.com. And I just want to let you know that we are having weekly online educational teleseminars. Thank you for joining us today. Our next one is May 6th. It's a 20-minute breakout session. We have those in between our monthly online events. So please go straight to the website and register now at over40females.com. It's on our community calendar. And have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us.